Hey everyone, welcome to Ninja Monkey. I'm fresh back from Japan. Literally just arrived. I haven't even shaved. Well, I've had a shower, but I haven't shaved. Um, but I just wanted to say hello, and as always, let me just clear up some of these things from the support wall from last time. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Let me just get myself sorted whilst you jump in, because I don't even have the live chat set up. Bojo Pigeon is in the house. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I haven't scheduled this one for obvious reasons, obviously. But Jim Ross very quickly gifting 5 Ninja Monkey memberships. Thank you so much. And I just need to set it up. I wasn't very sure if I was gonna actually stream today, because I've been traveling for literally 24 hours. So I've set up very quickly here in my living room. I didn't have time to set myself up in my normal environment. But yeah, let me just sort this out. So let's see. Bojo Pigeon says howdy. And Philippe, hey, thanks Philippe for being the only mod, I think, here. Everyone else is traveling. Jim Ross, arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much for your support there. Much appreciated. Vault, hey Monkey, I have a trip to Japan in 2 days. I wonder what I can do in Haneda at 5:30 a.m. Get to the city, I would say, at 5:30 in the morning. Get to the city as soon as possible. It's a great time to arrive, actually. And the trains will be running as from that time, so you'll have no problems there. Hey, how are you doing? Kevlar Card House. Ingo UK, hello from Birmingham. By the way, I met quite a few people. I did a meetup a week ago now, last Monday. But apart from that, I've had quite a few supporters, quite a few viewers stopping me pretty much every day. I've been stopped multiple times, actually, every single day that I've been in Japan, which has been very nice. I even met randomly I'm Not Fat Mike, which is in the chat. He stopped me in the street. It was pretty nice. Spammy the Hedgehog, I plan to go to Japan on New Year's Day. Do I turn my US dollars into yen before or after I land in Japan? I would suggest, it's a difficult one because I don't live in the USA, so it's one, I think, that for people in the USA to answer, because every country has different, like exchange commissions, etc. I now tend to do everything before I go to Japan if I need to, or I make sure that I have a travel currency card, which I put yen into, and then I use an ATM to take cash out in Japan when I need it. But I would definitely go to Japan with some yen. Kazumi, how are you doing? Tommy Tran is in the house. Volume seems a bit low. It's as loud as it always has been. Nothing has changed as far as I'm aware. Is that any better? Hold on. I don't wanna. Is that any better? Okay, anyway. Tawada is in the house. Hey, Tawada, how are you doing? Couldn't have a support wall without my name on it. I'm about to write your name on it. Thanks for the reminder. I am obviously in the sort of like middle jet lag phase, if you know what that means. Let's see. Support Jim Ross. Awesome. Thanks, Jim. 32 days till you fly. It'll be, before you know it, you'll be there. Howdy, Nathan and Monkey Crew. Hey, CE Rose, how are you doing? New Year's Day travel maybe is not a good idea. From the airport will be no problem whatsoever from the airport. Yo, Ninja Monkey and chat. Hey, Eric, how are you doing? So yeah, it's been quite a trip. It's been non-stop. I've been traveling I didn't actually leave Tokyo this time round, which is a little bit disappointing. But I had some priorities that I needed to get done, and it sort of meant that I was unable to leave Tokyo this trip. But I'll be back in Japan in the next 9 weeks, I think, more or less. So I can't complain. My flights were very smooth. I flew on the way that way with Swiss Air, and on the way back with Anna. Yeah, everything's super smooth. I must say that every time I fly out of Terminal 2 in Haneda, flying out, not flying in, I think flying in, I don't really care what airport. Although, from my last few experiences, I think that Haneda is a better airport, generally set up for quicker transit. But I don't think it matters as that much, really. You know, you're not gonna gain like hours. You're gonna only gain like minutes, if anything. You know, half an hour max, you'll be gaining. And I wouldn't pay more to go to Narita. I would just go for the cheapest flight, if that makes any sense. But generally, every single time that I fly back from Haneda Terminal 2 with Anna, it's just such a nice experience. I swear, like I honestly think that Anna have like nailed the departure of Japan. It's just seamless, literally seamless. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, even the airport, it's like it feels like a concept airport. It doesn't even feel like any other airport I've ever been to. With like even the layout of the seating, there's like it's just very strange but very nice, very different. Hey Stevie, how are you doing? How's everyone? Just 5 days until my flight to a month in Japan. A month, nice. What are you going to be doing there? Hey, Kevlar, it was absolutely a pleasure. Your friendly YouTube persona in Israel, thank you. And you welcomed my incested questions. No problem, dude. 5:50 a.m. in Takayama. I woke up at 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. Dude, get back to sleep. Get yourself some rests so that you can head out to Takayama, because Takayama is quite the town. I love Takayama. Actually, I cycled around Takayama. I pretty much every time I go to Takayama, I've been 2 maybe 3 times to Takayama, and I've always rented a bike. I think it's a great way to get around that town. Was not able to catch any of your streams whilst you were in Japan. Don't worry. You can always watch them in the replay if you want to. And actually, I streamed a little bit less than I expected, and I did stream on Ninja Monkey twice, which I mean strategically. I streamed on the Sunday Monday, which is the normal schedule for Ninja Monkey for this stream, so that's why I streamed on Ninja Monkey, and then on Halloween. Because it's quite a big event and I wanted to get a little bit of traction, so I streamed on Ninja Monkey too. But don't worry about it. I don't expect people to be following me, when the time difference is so different. It's quite difficult to stream when people are used to watching you at a certain time of the day. Kazumi, 7 days. Khalid, love the Halloween video. Would you recommend Shinjuku or Shibuya for Halloween, or both? Okay, that's a very good question. I think I answer it in the video. I think that I would probably stick to Shinjuku or maybe some other areas. Shibuya really freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie, it really freaked me out. I mean, if you go to the center street of Shibuya, you're fine, but the moment you get anywhere close to the crossing, it was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, I panicked a little bit internally. It just felt like one of those moments where anything could have gone wrong. I was thinking of the Korea incident, and I totally get the sentiment and the reasons why Shibuya are being so paranoid and so strict. However, I must say, compared to last year, it was different in a good way. I think that the government, the Shibuya government, is doing a really good job of banning alcohol. I sound like a party pooper here, but I actually think they're doing the right thing. There weren't any crazy alcohol shenanigans going on. Last year, you could see that people had been drinking or were drinking, this year less so, and it meant that things were calmer. If that makes any sense. Um, Shinjuku just has a lot more space. I just feel like Shinjuku has the streets are wider. There's more space. It was just a similar vibe with lots of costumes, etc. But just more enjoyable because I didn't feel I was going to be squashed. Which airport has better snacks and bento? Haneda or Narita? I think inside probably Haneda, but Terminal 2 was quite interesting, different. But outside probably both the same. I flew in with Anna to Narita and it was smooth because the rest of the flight went to the Japanese passport section. Oh yeah, that's a big, also that is a very big thing that you need to consider depending on who you fly with. Because if you fly, for example, with Anna, you might find that the flight is full of Japanese people and they'll all go to the Japanese lane, meaning that the immigration is really easy for foreigners, which is something that Philippe brought up last week speaking to him. But I actually found that this time, strangely enough, because I'm not a European Union citizen anymore because of Brexit, thank you Brexit, it was quite interesting because my flight was mostly full. It was Anna flight, but it was I would say it was mostly full of foreigners, not so many Japanese, and all the foreigners I think were probably European, so they all went to the European lane, and I went to the non-European lane, which was actually less. It was quite it was a different experience. And I could not find my ticket once on their check-in system, really. Had to wait 2 hours for the counter to open to get the ticket attached to the check-in system. Whoa, I hope everything was okay. Hey, go Wanda Down Under. We'll have to come and watch later. Long day ahead. Don't worry. Great to see you. Made me back. Made it back safe. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. Hi from Berlin, Germany. Hey, I was in Frankfurt Airport just a few hours ago. I wonder if you will go to Tokyo National Tour Theatre. It's extremely nice. I want to go everywhere. I do. Right now, I'm booking trains via the Ninja Monkey Cloak link. Yay! Thank you so much for using the Ninja Monkey Cloak link. It means a lot that you use it, and I think they're just getting better. The booking. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually now choose your seats on Klook, which is pretty cool. I am happy if I land in Tokyo. Prefer Haneda over Narita, but being there is an important part. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, I actually, something else I wanted to mention is that I flew on the way back. On the way in, I flew with Narita. On the way back, I flew with Haneda Terminal 2, actually, the Anna terminal. And I got the limousine bus from Shinjuku where I was staying. And the limousine bus to Terminal 2 Haneda from Shinjuku Expressway bus terminal to Haneda airport took 20 minutes. It was seamless. Now, I've always said this. For me, I consider myself a seasoned traveler of Japan, and it means that I will go for whatever is the quick, not necessarily the quickest, but the one that will the quickest option in terms of the soonest that I can start traveling. So many times the limousine buses, which are awesome, might be like, you know, an hour away or 45 minutes away when the train might be just 10 minutes away. So I'll choose the train if that's the case. In this case, actually, when I was looking at leaving, the limousine bus was gonna leave more or less at the same time as the train that I was gonna catch. So I opted for that. Stevie Wes, for your information, to loop back to an old question of mine, you still can't choose specific train seats on Klook bookings. You can choose train seats on Klook bookings because I did it on my last trip. So I don't know. I don't know if you've done it since or if something has reverted. On the Shinkansen, I could. Do you have a video on Kobe? I don't really have a video on Kobe, but I do have a video on Kobe. If that makes any sense. I don't have a guide, but I have been to Kobe and I did a little bit of a New Year's Day random vlog in Kobe you'll be able to find. Hey, Eric V, you liked the content with Oriental Pearl. I love it. I'm glad that you liked it. Did you check out her video also? She has quite a cool video, a different perspective than mine. Yeah, I go down a little bit more the investigative, like journalist route. Hi Nathan, I've been following your videos and past live streams. Hey Grace, they helped me a lot in planning my trip to Japan in late January next year. Just want to say thank you for your tips and suggestions. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for saying thank you. Good morning, Stephen. Hey, I had to visit the doctor while in Japan. I asked the hotel to help, and they kept trying to send me to a hospital. I accepted, and it turned out to be a clinic. Yeah. Hospitals and clinics can be a little bit confusing when it comes to seeing a doctor in Japan. It's true, it's true. There was a guy like an office manager who spoke English and could assist, and the doctor also spoke English. Good experience. The drugstore was interesting. Actually, I've come back with a little bit of a cold. I'm not gonna lie. I've come back with a little bit of a cold. Um, yeah. In my case, I had an ear infection, and I've told this story many times. I had an I had a pain in my ear. Here at home, I would normally go to the pharmacist and they'll give me some drops. Easy, no doctors involved, like over the counter sort of like ear drops. So when I went to the pharmacy in Japan, they told me that they could not do that in Japan and that I had to go to a doctor. And I said, okay, so what doctor do I go to? How do I go? The pharmacist actually drove me to the clinic, waited for me, and took me back to the pharmacy, which is insane. Insane. Drove me insane. This is in Tokyo, by the way. And when I was my experience with the doctor was whilst I was waiting, they gave me a sheet of paper with the human body, and I had to circle where it hurts. So then the doctor was aware, there was any language barrier, sort of what to do. Very interesting experience. Pearson, I'm heading there in December. Any tips for how far in advance I should book trains and also tips for getting hotels? I think more importantly, get your hotels earlier rather than anything. In terms of trains, most of the time you're fine getting the train on the day, unless it's a public holiday or a weekend and you specifically want to travel at a time. Now, don't forget that there are many trains that are non-reserved. You could just queue up for the next one. It's a matter of whether you get a seat or not. That's what I'm talking about. So that's the train. In terms of trains, that's what I would suggest that you get the seats reserved if you already know your itinerary. What's the point? If you already know that you're going to be traveling Thursday to a certain place and Saturday to a certain place, you might as well already do it. In terms of hotels, I've got 2 videos out there. You could check them out. I've got a playlist called the Japan Starter Kit playlist. You can check that one out, and I have guides on how to choose your hotel, how to use filters, etc. Hopefully that will help you. Getting last minute hotels. I don't do last minute hotels because I haven't had much positivity out of trying last minute hotels, in terms that they're always very expensive. And the way that I travel, because I travel so often, I need to plan in advance. I've got my hotels booked for my next 3 trips, put it this way. So 102 more days until my next trip. Waiting is killing. Well, you better be alive for it. Do you know where or how then, as I'm doing it right now and I can't see any options to choose seats? I wouldn't be able to tell you right now off the top of my head. Sorry, Stevie. But I have done it before. Unless it's on specific Shinkansen, maybe. December will still be difficult for hotels because of so many foreign tourists. Maybe someplace in Funabashi or Kameido. Actually, Tawada has a point, and that is that if you are trying to get some last minute hotels, maybe the best option is to stay, away from the main areas. You'll probably be able to get some hotels there. You know, Tommy, I wish I could, but I have no idea when it comes to snowboarding. I've got a feeling I would break my leg if I did it. When is your next video in Okinawa? Remember you mentioned you were going this year. I've already done a vlog on my second channel about Okinawa in the Happy Gaijin, and I've also done some live streams on there too that you can head over to the Happy Gaijin second channel and you'll find them there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep my content, my sort of like specifically Japan travel guide, Japan travel tips, Japan travel planning content that I think is at a high quality content on this channel, and do live streams where I answer your questions about traveling to Japan on this channel, and anything that's more like relaxed, vloggy, a little bit more like chill live streams from the streets of Japan. I'm trying to do mostly on Happy Gaijin. Is a Visit Japan web? Is it still Visit Japan web to get the customs and immigration QR codes? There was some talk of change at some point. Yes, it is. It's still there. In fact, what I've noticed, and this was quite interesting it was the first time for me, that was that Finnair did not Finnair, sorry, Swiss Air. When I flew with Swiss Air, they did not hand out any forms whatsoever. In fact, they said before the flight, they actually said do the Visit Japan web because we're not giving forms on the flight, or you'll have to do it at arrival, which is going to be a waste of time. So I'm not very sure if other airlines are following suit and doing that. Hey Gazumi, I was only for 7 days in Tokyo in total. It was a short trip, but it's amazing what you can do in 7 days, and it's amazing, you know, how much fun you can have in 7 days. Don't stop yourself from going just because it's a short trip. Good times and stars for your acting. Give Sean Bean a run for his money. If you keep getting dropped like that, also appreciated you and JJI walking past the Warhammer shop, intentionally or not. Awesome. Oh, I could tell you how many steps a day I did. I did in between 20,000 and 28,000 steps a day. Hey Laurie, how are you doing? How do you plan the costs for 2 weeks trip that will be Tokyo based? Okay, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown, and obviously you need to, is it before the flights? Is it after the flights? I mean, it depends on what type of trip you want, how far you're going to be going, if you're going to be doing excursions out of the city, if you're going to be staying in one place, what kind of accommodation, etc. But I actually covered this in a video, I think a few weeks ago, where I basically answer some questions. Oh yeah, check out the video which is like the most asked questions about you know, like most asked questions. One of them is about money, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did do some research. And for example, a meal, if you want to go for a set meal at lunch, that will be between 1,000 and 1,500 yen. If you want to do a set lunch, lunches are usually cheaper, and the evenings are definitely more expensive if you want to eat in the evenings. So just bear that in mind. In terms of traveling around the city, you know, put about between 1,000 and 2,000 yen aside, and then spending money, well, that's up to you what you want to buy, you know. Do you know where in Haneda Airport you can go and pick up JR West and East Shinkansen tickets that were reserved in advance for future travel? You'd have to. That's a good question. I don't know. I think because I never do it that way. You see, I don't. The thing is that you might actually be better off going to a quieter station to do that away from the airport, because the airport is always madness. The queues at the airport are usually very long because everyone wants to do what you're doing. So my suggestion actually is to go to wherever you're going, the next station that you're going to, and doing it there, where there probably will still be queues, but there'll be much more ticket machines. Likely There'll be probably an office, a ticket office that can help you with lots of people manning the counters. And other than that, you'll definitely get the tickets much quicker. Colors in Tohoku. I'm not sure about the colors in Tohoku. The colors were starting to change, but sporadically. I could see some trees here and there with changing colors, but I wouldn't say that they were like the big picture of autumn that you expect at this point in time. Anyway, I think that the projections were for them to start happening towards the end of November. I'm not in Japan anymore. Like I said, are the trees changing colors in Tokyo? I would say no. They are, they they are, Alexi. They are changing colors, but very spread out. Like one tree here, one tree there. Nothing, nothing that would collectively make it feel like it's autumn yet. I think that they're probably a good month away in Tokyo anyway. I'm doing a 1 month trip next year where we'll stay in Tokyo for 10 days and travel southwards until we end up in Kagoshima. Nice. And take a plane there to Okinawa. Sounds like a great trip, by the way. Something we should see along the way. So much that you should see along the way. It depends what route you're going to be taking. You're going to be spending time 10 days in Tokyo. My question is, how long are you going to be spending, getting to Kagoshima? Because that will obviously, help me answer the question, Mati. But there are little places that I would suggest that you can try and check out. Places like Tsuwano, it's a little town. Onomichi is one of my favorite towns along the way. These places are places that not many tourists go to, just giving you some off the beaten path sort of locations. But if you want to have something that's more direct, and the typical tourist route would probably be obviously the whole Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, Nara, Fukuoka. Nagasaki is definitely a city I would, if I could actually visit, I would suggest that you visit Nagasaki. It's a very unique, very interesting city, and very different to many of the other cities in Japan. There's a onsen, sort of like a hot spring hell sort of thing called onsen. It's one of my favorite ones in the whole of Japan. That's also in Kyushu. So there's so much. I just arrived home on the first. If anyone gets to Osaka, look me up. I've just left. But there is a way to get both West and East JR tickets at the same location, even if they aren't departing out of Tokyo. I was thinking maybe Ueno Station. I will get them. Yeah, you can get tickets in advance from other locations. Absolutely, all at once. For example, when I travel across Japan, I might get my tickets at one station going from, for example, um, Tokyo to Kyoto, and then Kyoto to Hiroshima, Hiroshima to Nagasaki, and I get all those tickets all at once. I don't have to get to each location to get the next set of tickets. Don't forget that you can usually book your tickets 1 month in advance. So, yeah. Yeah, but then they wouldn't be supporting me if they would not be using Klook for the same price. Do it however you want, guys. I don't mind. When I went to pick up my Sakura Wi-Fi at Osaka Airport, the office was closed with a gent directing you to another counter in a different terminal. Seriously? That is really annoying. Did you not have any information prior to this? I mean, Stephen, you know what I suggest always? Number one, eSIM is now the way to go, 100%. If your phone can do eSIM, and number two, even I've only picked up a pocket Wi-Fi once from the airport, And after that, I decided never to do it again because of how long it took. And I'm just of the belief that I'd rather just get to the hotel ASAP, drop off my stuff, and I usually get my stuff sent to the hotel. And when I check in or when I arrive and drop off my luggage, I ask if there's a package for me, and it's usually there waiting for me, and I save on all the queues, you know. Kusatsu Onsen is the best, according to Tuada. Thanks for that. I don't think I'm falling back asleep, so as soon as my girlfriend wakes up, I think we'll drive to Shinhotaka Ropeway. Hey, you're driving. That's pretty cool. Do those anti-hangover drinks they sell at the convenience work only if you drink them before, not after? And do they work? Is it a placebo effect? I'm not sure. I've had my fair amount of hangovers in Japan. Okay, planning on going back a third time next October, hoping nothing happens to the world till then. Oh, so do I. So do I. Sorry about the little info on the days. From Tokyo to Kagoshima, we have about 14 days from Tokyo to Kagoshima. Oh, wow, you have so you're staying 10 days in Tokyo and then 14 days traveling between Tokyo and Kagoshima. That's amazing. Then there's a really interesting route that you might want to consider, like a completely off the beaten path route, which is super interesting, and it's one of my most memorable routes. It's called the Chugoku region. It's the western coast of Japan, and that route is very local. I probably guess that it's like under 1% of tourists travel that route. It's got some very interesting towns and cities like Totori, like Matsue, Totori, etc., all the way down, and you can actually travel down to Kyushu that way, via Kyoto and Osaka, and then get to Hiroshima in a very different way, very local. You'd have to plan it because of the local trains. Some of the train services, they only leave on express train like twice a day, so you got to be very careful, because if you miss those trains, the difference is, instead of getting to a destination in an hour and a half, it's like 6 hours, But I think it's really always worth checking out these alternative ways of getting to places, and I've done that one myself. It works very well. It's very interesting. Grand seats, I've not done it yet, guys. I just want to say you have one of the best communities in comparison to some of the others, like the Only Japan channel. Seriously, no way. Only in Japan is awesome. That dude is awesome. I have so much respect for him. But I appreciate it, MG. I do. I really do appreciate it, because we have an awesome community here. But I just don't like to compare myself to other people. I've always had my Wi-Fi router sent to my hotel first. I can manage until then without connection or just the public connections. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just one second, guys. I am gonna get myself a Coke Zero. Or should I get a Coke Zero? Maybe I shouldn't get a Coke Zero, because I should try and get to sleep, right? Maybe I shall omit the Coke Zero for today. Yeah, that is a downside to eSIMs, is that not all phones support them. But if your phone does support it, really is a game changer. Oh, Twitter, that's so sad. Tommy Tran says that the drinks work. Only one hangover. Okay. With the Wi-Fi, I could use my current SIM and do Wi-Fi calling. My home number worked. That's if I was still at home. That's pretty cool. Your Halloween speed, don't need to sleep edit. Inspired Amling7 to do a long day of editing for a Halloween video. Your content meshed well. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of preparation for that video. I knew I was going to do Halloween in Japan. I knew more or less the angle that I wanted for the video, so I'd already chosen the music. I'd already had like a rough edit in a way. So I made sure I did not want to be editing. I didn't want to spend a day in Japan editing, you know. But it's such a timely topic that it needed to go out quite quickly. So I spent 3 or 4 hours editing that one in at night, and I got it out very quickly. I think po- possibly maybe the quickest creator to get a Halloween video out with it. When I book hotels in Japan, I use various. I do shop around. Don't be stupid, guys. Shop around, you know. But I use Booking.com quite a bit, Expedia and Klook. Those are the three that I use. I'm hoping for a trip next October to praying for peace. Let's pray for peace indeed, yeah? Hey, Matty, no problem. There isn't much in Totori. um, the it's interesting. It's an interesting route, is what I'm saying. It's different. It's different. It's definitely the rural, off the beaten path route, you know. Did you restock your banana supply? I did not. I did not buy any Tokyo bananas this time round. Yeah. Yeah. Just unfortunately this time I didn't get any Tokyo bananas. It will have to be next time. Got a JR East mobile ticket for Shinkansen and I linked to my IC card. Have you done that? Yes, I have. It is as simple as going to the Shinkansen section of the departing stations. However, the, I've done that quite a few times, but not all lines work with the Smart EX system. There are some lines that don't have it, and also there are less barriers. Not that it slowed me down ever. So when does it start to cool down from the summer heat? I would say now. I would say in the last week or two. From what I've heard, I was there last week. I was in t-shirt, but then it got rainy and it got a little bit chilly in the evenings, and a few days I had to wear like a jacket, you know. But I wouldn't say it was cold. Green cars and regional trains are totally worth it though. It beats an hour standing in the crowd subway style car. Indeed. Are you trying to buy an iPhone X? You just use roaming. Wow. Wasn't that expensive? Hi, I want to go to Kichijoji Crescendo. What's that specifically? Cheaper than the iPhone. Okay, okay. Cheaper than the iPhone, obviously. Is there any Indian restaurants in Tokyo? Yes, of course there's Indian restaurant. There's everything in Tokyo. Indian, you know, everything. Literally. You'll find everything in Tokyo. I have not been to Nijo Castle Autumn Illuminations, actually. Most of the illuminations happen when I'm not in Japan, to be honest. This year, most of the illuminations are happening towards like the middle of October into, you know, the into November, into, sorry, the middle of November into like the middle of December or even further on. So, live venue in Kichijoji. No, I have not been. There is a big community in Tokyo. There are great Indian restaurants in Tokyo, Pakistani and Sri Lankan too. Um, Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's mm, let's just say that when you come from or you've lived in the UK, which in my opinion does very, very good Indian food, it's very difficult to compare Indian food anywhere else. So even in Japan, I find that the Indian food isn't as good as as what I eat in the UK personally. Plus, when I'm in Japan, I do try to get myself some Japanese curry because I can get Indian food here quite easily, you know. Tokyo banana always. It's mostly Nepalese Indian food. Banana says. Have you ever been to Nara for a day trip from Osaka? Anything you for sure recommend seeing? Yeah, I think a trip to Nara is definitely from Osaka or from Kyoto is really worth doing. I suggest that you do it nice and early in the morning. Check out the deer park and check out the temple. Those are the two main things that you can do in Nara. It depends on how slow you wanna and how you wanna pace your day, obviously. Yay! Your wife will be happy then. Got to go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed very soon also because I have to work tomorrow. It's 10:30, nearly 10:30, and I've been traveling for 24 hours. But I wanted to do this quick live stream. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere yet. Yeah, Chinese food in Japan is good, especially when you go with Oriental Pearl, who takes you and orders everything in Chinese, right? Kichijoji is a neighborhood of in Tokyo, or Kichioji. I'm guessing you want to say Kichijoji. I'm guessing. Hello, I'm going to Japan from the 18th of April to the 7th of May, and apparently it's during the Golden Week. Is it going to be extremely busy? Seku, I made a whole video about specifically Golden Week, so I suggest that you check that one out. Um, is it going to be busy during Golden Week? Yes, it is. But there's multiple things that you can do to mitigate from a disaster. I don't think it has to be a disaster. Plus, you're going to be going from the 18th of April, and Golden Week will likely be a little bit after that. So go on my channel and check it out. Pizza in Japan is awesome. Always awesome. Have you ever got Tokyo Banana from the Express? Tokyo Banana Express near Tokyo Station? I've got Tokyo Banana from everywhere. Like I don't keep tabs on my Tokyo Bananas like the place where I buy Tokyo Banana. Went to a theme restaurant in Tokyo, not a main cafe, but one called Alice in Wonderland. Cool, turned out to be more for kids. That was a great experience, and food and entertainment was great. Cool. Were the kids there, or was it mostly adults? Because sometimes you think it's for kids, but really it's for adults in Japan. Whale pizza, what? No! Save the whales! Hey Seku, me and my girlfriend watched your video about Ueno and booked the hotel in that area. Thanks for all your hard work. Have you already been? Or are you going? Hi, never heard of Tokyo Banana, but just looked it up and it looks tasty. It is tasty, it is tasty. Just remember it has a very, very short shelf life. So yeah, it was I've just returned today. It's been a very good trip. It's always worth going to Japan, even if it's a short trip, to be honest. And yeah. I don't. I think I might have eaten whale once without knowing if it was whale, and then I realized that it was whale. I don't think I would have eaten whale had I known that it was whale, you know. But yeah, I've lost count. But that's the thing, you know. I was looking at my passport, and I think in the last 24 months, I've gone something like 9 times, something like that. So yeah, whale sashimi. Oh yeah, next April. Oh yeah, it's true, it's true. 17 days, you know, if you plan it properly, you need to obviously prioritize the things that you want to see. And I did a video actually is how to plan a trip to Tokyo, how to plan for Tokyo. You can use the tools on how to plan for Tokyo across your whole Japan trip. And basically my suggestion is that you make a list of places that you want to see and put them in order and prioritize the order, you know, because it's impossible to see anything. I always travel with travel insurance. I've never had to use it, but I always travel with travel insurance. I've seen plenty of things go wrong with other people for me to know that it's good to have travel insurance. Christmas Eve is just like a normal day in Tokyo. However, there might be special Christmas sort of like events going on specifically at landmarks like maybe Tokyo Tower, the Sky Tree, that sort of thing, or at your hotel. So my suggestion is that you might want to figure, communicate with your hotel, see if there's anything special going on. Horse is interesting. Yeah, I've had horse plenty of times. Oh, I think I've had pretty much all the flavors. Very recently, I had like a Tokyo banana creme brulee biscuit sort of thing, and it was very delicious. Very. It wasn't the soft Tokyo banana. The cloak passes can be worth it. They definitely can be worth it, but you need to do your own like calculations. I've seen it being worth it. It's a little bit of like the Japan Rail Pass, right? Depends on how you use it. Big effort to live stream so soon after your return, Kazumi, no problem. I did so let me tell you my trip. I flew from okay, I took the bus at 7:30 to Shinjuku to Haneda Airport, and then my flight was at 11. It was supposed to be at quarter to 10. My flight was at 11. It was a 14-hour flight. I slept for 9 hours, which is a record for me. Slept 9 hours of the 14 hours. Then I had a 3-hour layover in Frankfurt. Then I had a 3-hour flight to Spain. And then I had a 1.5-hour drive home. And then when I got home, I did my laundry. Tried to stay awake till about, I'd say, 5:30, and I had a little bit of a nap from 5:30 to about 6:30 or 7. Set myself an alarm, and now I think I'm ready to go back to bed very soon. Raw meat horses for you. I'm trying to Japan this November. Is there any site with a list of medications that cannot take to Japan? Yes, if you go to the official, let me see if I can find it. Japan Ministry of Health and Labor and Welfare. So I'll send you the link right now in the chat. I haven't seen any other forecasts, but I can tell you that I was in Tokyo literally yesterday, and there's no real sign of leaves changing really, other than the odd tree here and there, little patches. I think they're still quite a few weeks away. I'm guessing at least 2 or 3 weeks, if not more. You thought I lived in Tokyo. Everyone thinks I live in Tokyo. Sometimes I feel like I live in Tokyo, but this is what makes, I think, my channel quite unique. I always go as a tourist, so I can relate to you guys, right? Banana, no plans for me to move to Japan at the moment. No. So I flew into Malaga Airport in the south of Spain, so no problems for me. Horses are for riding. Okay, yeah. Would only eat one if you were starving. I have been to Fushimi Inari at night. It's not as, it's quite spooky, to be honest. I walked like maybe like 8 minutes up, and then I freaked out because somebody told me that there were boars in. Somebody told me to be careful because there are boars that can attack humans. I don't know. I just got that in my head and I turned back. You'll be in Japan 29th of November to 6th of December, Kyoto. I think you'll be good. I think you'll be good that time. Caught Scoot Airlines with a stop in Singapore. That was hell. It was delayed for 1 hour and both flights. Oh no. Hey Chuck, how you doing? Oh boy. I think my next trip is in about 9 weeks' time, I think. When is my next trip? I'll tell you now. My next week is in 9 weeks. Yep. 9 weeks, guys. I'm recovering. I'm still recovering from Halloween. And by the way, everyone, if you haven't checked out my Halloween video, then you might want to check it out. I put a lot of effort into it. I'm not talking about the short. I'm talking about the main video. And let me just post it here so that you can click on it and watch it, please. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to start ending the stream. If you do have any last minute questions, now is the time to do so. I'm going to try to get to sleep. Make sure I have like 100 alarms on, although I know that I'm going to be awake at 4 in the morning because that's the way that things go, you know, with a jet lag. But we're back. No, I'm there just the week before New Year's. I'm there on the 26th of December. So 26th of December, I start heading that way. Hey Oliver, thank you so much for being a supporter from day one. Much appreciated. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I try, I try. Yeah, hit like, everyone. My travel pillow is just one of these like normal pillows. Hey, you watched me live on Halloween. Awesome, Jeff. That was a crazy night. Am I gonna buy any lucky bags? You know, I love the lucky bags thing in Japan, but unfortunately, since COVID, things have changed. In the past, I used to be able to basically, you know, queue up at the store and get my lucky bag by queuing up. Now everything is online, and you usually need to do it in advance. So I'm not very sure. I have taken the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Hakodate, Although I didn't take it all the way, I took it as in I have taken that route. I did Tokyo to Sendai, Sendai to Hakodate. You use a Wi-Fi portal that I recommended, and it was really better than the others. Thank you, Oliver. I'm glad you were able to use it. Yeah, lucky bags are fukibukuro. They're basically bags that basically you could buy on around New Year's period. You don't know what you're gonna get inside. You basically pay 10,000 yen, you get a bag. You go to the Adidas store, you pay 10,000 yen, you get a bag, and you can basically get more than what you pay out of it, but you don't know what you're gonna get. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to leave you there, everyone. Um, I'm tired. My voice is tired, and I much appreciate you guys hanging out with me this past hour. And I'll probably, I'm not very sure I will stream on Happy Gaijin this week, to be honest. But I'll be back here as normal on Sunday. I'll be working on some content. I've got a few things that I filmed, plus I've got loads of content from my last trip that I'm still working on, including a Nagoya guide. So look out for that in the next few weeks. Thanks for your support. Thanks everyone for being here. Stay positive, be happy, Gaijin, and good night, good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you may.